This weekend is the moment of truth, if you will, for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. This young man, who of course has fought in the shadow of his great father, has carved out a good professional career, but one where many people feel he's been protected. There have been a lot of wins that were not against great competition, and people have duly noted that his defensive liabilities have made many fights more exciting than they needed to be, which for me is not necessarily a bad thing as a boxing fan. He's been in some of the most exciting fights I can remember, and I announced a number of them, and even though the opponent might have been slightly inferior to him because of those defensive liabilities, the fights were exciting. Well, obviously that's not the formula, though, for being middleweight champion of the world. Freddie Roach, vaunted trainer of Manny Pacquiao and so many other great champions, was brought in to help Chavez. And this week, he fights for the middleweight title. And while Sebastian Zbik, the man he's fighting, might not be the best middleweight in the world, though he's obviously a man that he can fight for this title, still, we want to see whether Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has made that next step up. Has he progressed to the point where he can fight people like Sergio Martinez, who, of course, is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, or even some other really top middleweight that we know he can create a great fight with? How far has Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. come? Freddie Roach has worked with him, and the trick here is you want to improve the defensive abilities of Chavez and make him more of a boxer-puncher. But because as an offensive fighter, that's who he is, and that's what he does, you can't completely take that away. So this weekend, we'll be looking very carefully at Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. to see where he's gotten to in the pecking order of great fighters. Now, I'm a person that subscribes to the theory that even if he doesn't get to be a great fighter, if he just improves, I think this young man can still be in a lot of very interesting and exciting fights. And at the end of the day, that too is a legacy that you can live with.